This video is sponsored by Aniba.com, the digital gaming marketplace. Aniba, in partnership with Trustly, is having a special sale until the 9th of May. If you use the Trustly payment method, you get further discounts on games. Trustly is a payment provider that makes it easy to pay with your bank account. Make your purchase super easy and pay from your bank with Trustly. No app, no registration, no manual entries, and very secure. It's easier to pay with Trustly than other alternatives as you don't need to have any cards or passwords, while also paying with money you already have. Check out the Aniba and Trustly Spring Sale right now. Now on to the video. So when we thought the PS Vita store was shutting down, I had said I was going to do a video on the essential PSP games to grab. Now Sony has said the PSP store will be shutting down, but it's not clear if PSP games will actually be removed or if it just means the functionality will be removed from the PSP itself. Either way, it's still worth having this video talking about some of the best games on the PSP that are available on PSN for your Vita. There are so many PSP games that are available on the Vita, and the PSP is great. I had it since launch. I actually got it when I was in Asia, after it had just launched in Japan, and it was awesome. I loved my PSP so much. It came at the perfect time in my life when I was traveling a lot with work, and so I just played that device so much. So there are loads of excellent PSP games available for your Vita. This list is in no particular order. I started doing it alphabetically and then it kind of went wrong because there are different games on the EU store versus the North America store, and some games are available just on your PS3, some are available on the Vita and PS3. It's really messy because Sony has just made a mess of this generally. So this is a list of great PSP games to grab on the Vita, but you may not find all of them on the Vita store. Some you may need to look on your PS3, some may not be available in your region. I started trying to make notes on it, but it's such a mess. Sony have made such a mess of these stores that it's not very easy to do this. But, you know, take a look at the Vita store first, I guess. See if the game's available, if there's one you're interested in. Otherwise, if you have a PS3, it's a bit of a pain, but if you've got a PS3, you can download it there and transfer it to your Vita. So let's get to the list. First up is the Capcom Classics collections. There's two of them, Reloaded and Remixed. These two collections are great. If you love retro Capcom games, then these collections are brilliant. You've got games like Final Fight, Strider, you've got different versions of Street Fighter 2. It's just an excellent collection with so many games. Between the two collections, you're looking at around 40 games, which is really good. And one of the things I loved about it, especially with Final Fight, is that you've got unlimited continues, which I know is a small thing, but it was the first time I actually finished Final Fight was playing this on my PSP, because I'd never been able to finish it in the arcade or on my SNES. So this was actually a really great little collection. I really enjoyed playing these games. Next up is Darkstalkers on the PSP. So we didn't get those classic fighting games like X-Men Children of the Atom or Marvel vs. Capcom 1 on the PSP, but we had Darkstalkers, which is a really good fighting game where you've got kind of the same sort of mechanics, the sort of double screen, double jump mechanics, or kind of high jump mechanics that you have in the Marvel vs. Capcom games, but with the Darkstalkers characters. It's a really good game, really fun fighting game, still holds up. Castlevania Dracula X is a good game. It's a good game, but one of the best things about it is that when you can unlock Symphony of the Night, which is one of the best games ever in my opinion. That's one of my favorite games of all time. So Castlevania Dracula X is basically the prequel to Symphony of the Night. And actually it's really great to play Dracula X and then play Symphony of the Night straight afterwards, because the ending of Dracula X really kind of links into Symphony of the Night. It's a really tough game, Dracula X, and it can be frustrating. I did get quite frustrated with that game at times. Some areas were just really annoying, but it's still a good game, especially if you like the classic Castlevania games, then I think you'll like this a lot. But what makes it great is that you can unlock Symphony of the Night, which is superb. Next game, Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim. You may have to say the name the other way, Duodecim Final Fantasy Dissidia or something like that. But Duodecim is the one you want. Dissidia on the PSP were great games, both of them. You had Final Fantasy Dissidia, which is the first game, and then Duodecim, which is it's the sequel, kind of. It's actually a prequel game, but it has all the content of the original Dissidia. So definitely grab Duodecim, don't grab Dissidia. It seems to be only available on the US store, so if you're in the EU, I think you need to go onto your PS3 to download it, annoyingly. But it's a really good game, especially if you love Final Fantasy and you're a big fan of the old games, then this is something definitely worth grabbing. Final Fantasy 3 and 4. So on the PS1, you've got various Final Fantasies 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are all available for your Vita. But when it comes to the PSP, you've got Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4. Final Fantasy 1 is okay, it's very basic. Final Fantasy 2 can be a little bit frustrating at times, but 3 and 4 I really enjoyed. 4 especially for the story. And for 4, you've got the kind of additional story called the After Years that adds on to that. 4 is brilliant. 3, it doesn't get as much credit as I think it deserves, but I think 3 is a really good game. It's probably one of the more simpler Final Fantasy games, but I really enjoyed it. It's another kind of game where you can watch something to it. The story's not kind of gonna get in your face too much, but I just really enjoyed it. God of War, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. These games are truly essential. They're two of the best games on the PSP, and they really are the console quality games on the go that the PSP promised all those years ago. They are proper God of War games. They play brilliantly, great story. Actually, the story for Ghost of Sparta is better than some of the console God of War games. They're both really good games. I would play them in order though, because Ghost of Sparta, the second one, is better than Chains of Olympus. So I'd play Chains of Olympus first, then Ghost of Sparta. So the Grand Theft Auto games, they are not all available on the EU store. When I was searching just now, I could only see Chinatown Wars on the Vita. So that's a little bit disappointing, but on the US, you seem to have all of them. You've got Vice City Stories as well, and Liberty City Stories. Personally, Chinatown Wars is the best of the three. It's an old school Grand Theft Auto game, so it's top down rather than 3D. But it's really fun, good story, great gameplay as well. It's, you know, although it looks retro and simplistic, it's just a lot of fun with quite adult humor and adult subject matter as well. But great game, definitely check that out. Gran Turismo is not on the EU store. It came down, I think it was last year, around early last year. It is on the US store. It's a really good car racer. You know, it's lacking a proper career mode, but it's a good game. It's really, if you love kind of racing games, then it is a good racing game. Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus. I only really discovered the Guilty Gear games last year, and they're excellent. They're really good fun in terms of the fighting and the gameplay. Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus is a really good game on the PSP. It's just a brilliant fighting game, loads and loads of fun. Little Big Planet PSP. This as well didn't seem to be on the EU store when I looked. It might be on the PS3, but I couldn't find it on the Vita store itself. But Little Big Planet PSP is a really good game. I really enjoyed the single player campaign. I don't recommend you trying to download levels created by people. I don't know if they're still available, because there was a lot of slowdown on the PSP version. But in terms of a single player game, Little Big Planet is great. Loco Roco 1, 2 and Midnight Carnival. The best of these three is definitely Loco Roco 2, but all three games are really good. They're just kind of fun games where you're controlling these blobs, moving them around the world. Midnight Carnival is very difficult. It can be a little frustrating at times, but it's still a good game. I do recommend, if you're going to pick up one, pick up Loco Roco 2. Otherwise, I'd pick up all three because they're all really fun, and play them in order rather than playing 2 first, because that is the best game. I'd say save that for after Loco Roco 1. So 2 of the games that I probably put the most time into on my Vita, Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops and Peace Walker. These are proper Metal Gear Solid games. I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid, especially Metal Gear Solid 3, and Peace Walker and Portable Ops were amazing. Portable Ops as well, I don't think it gets enough credit. It's a really good game, shockingly good. It had a great multiplayer as well, but I don't think many people are online now. Peace Walker is excellent as well. The story for Peace Walker is great. They really feel like console Metal Gear Solid games. You know, I wish we had got an original Metal Gear Solid game on the Vita like the PSP got. But Portable Ops and Peace Walker, they still hold up. They're really good games. And they play better on the Vita because you can use your right analog stick to control the camera. On the PSP, you had to use the D-pad to control the camera while holding the left analog nub to move Snake around. So it's much better playing it on the Vita than the PSP. Next up, MotorStorm Arctic Edge. This is one of my favorite racing games. Actually, it's probably my favorite racing game on the PSP. If you love the MotorStorm games on the PS3, then Arctic Edge is just like that. It's so impressive in terms of the quality, the graphics, the sense of speed. It's just a really good game. It's loads of fun. There's so much to do. It's got a really good challenge as well. Definitely, if you're a racing fan, then grab this. Next up, Patapon 2. I did enjoy Patapon 1 a lot, but 2 is just much better. It really expands the game and just expands kind of all the variety of the bosses and the characters that you can control. Patapon 3, I didn't enjoy so much just because it was so difficult. I didn't finish that game after hours, and you know, I had to grind a lot and I didn't enjoy that game. But Patapon 2 had a great kind of level of difficulty and great balance between difficulty and gameplay and fun. So I would definitely grab Patapon 2 over 3. On the PSP, you had Persona 1, 2, and 3. I haven't played Persona 1 and 2, so I can't talk about those and recommend them. But Persona 3 was great. It really, when you play it, I played it after playing Persona 4 Golden, and you can really see how it influenced Persona 4 Golden, how a lot of the kind of menus and systems, they all flow from Persona 3. And it's just a really good game. I do prefer Persona 4 Golden, but I definitely recommend checking Persona 3 out as well. Next up, Resistance Retribution. This is a really good third-person shooter. It's set in the Resistance universe. It's got great kind of variety when it comes to guns and enemies, and just a lot of fun. If you're a fan of Resistance games, then the story is really good too. Another one for fighting game fans, Street Fighter Alpha 3. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is one of the best Street Fighter games in my opinion, and the PSP version is excellent. It's got so many different characters to play as, loads of options in terms of playstyle and gameplay. It's excellent. There's so many different modes as well. This game is superb. If you're a Street Fighter fan, then definitely grab this. Super Stardust Portable. So I'd say Super Stardust Delta on the Vita is a better game, but Super Stardust Portable is also really good. It's very similar in terms of the gameplay. You know, if you play Delta, then you know exactly what you're getting into here. But Portable, Super Stardust Portable is really fun, really addictive as well. It's not a super long game, but you'll have a really fun 3 hours playing it. Tekken 6 is next. Another really good fighting game on the PSP. The PSP actually had a lot of good fighting games. Tekken 6 is amazing. It is exactly like the Tekken games on the PS2, PS3. And I remember just loving it and being so impressed with it. A great variety of fighters, lots of different modes. It's a really good game and it plays really well. Wipeout Pulse is next. So Wipeout Pure got removed from the EU store, and actually I didn't check if it was on the North America store, but it's okay. Wipeout Pulse is the better of the two games. It's a really good racing game and great sense of speed. Really hard though, I did find it very challenging, but it's a very good game. Lastly guys, the Ys games on the PSP. So on the PSP you've got Ys 1 and 2 as one package, you've got Ys 7 and Ys Oath of Felghana. Oath and Felghana is the better of the three games in my opinion. It plays really well, it's really fun, it is the more kind of basic, old school Ys game, but it's just excellent. The story is really good as well. I did enjoy 7 as well. 1 and 2 are a little bit strange to get into, just the gameplay. It has this bump system where you run into enemies to attack them, but you got to make sure you're kind of attacking them from the side or back, so it can be a little bit strange to get used to, but it's still a good game. But definitely Oath and Felghana is the one I recommend. So guys, those are the PSP games I recommend for Vita. Let me know in the comments what PSP games would you recommend for everyone else. Leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.